My name is Sir Patrick Ferife. I'm Isoko by tribe from Belu Kingdom. I'm a pharmacist by profession. I was former commissioner for Lands, Delta State. I'm also former commissioner for special infrastructure.
So, where were you born precisely?
I was born in Uzoro. I was born in Uzoro in 1964, and also in Isoko. And I started my primary school education from Uzoro, from primary 1 to 4. At that time, we moved from Uzoro to Ugeli, and I continued my primary school education.
What was in primary schools?
From in Ugeli, it was Warisi Primary School. In Uzoro, it was a Catholic Mission School in Uzoro. Those are the 2 schools, Warisi Primary School in Ugeli. So from there, also I continued education in Roboland, in St. Enda's College, Abba. After which I did my entrance. The old Agbaro Grammar School. They've changed it back again to St. Enda's College, Agbaro. So from Agbaro, I did my work in Agbaro. Of course, I had the Division 1 in Agbaro. Despite the fact that it was like a village secondary school at that time. It gave us very, very high level education at that time. And we that had very good white results, we were invited to government college, invited by the late Dieu Mise. That was a principal then, to government college Ugeli. And I did my HSC in government college. From HSC, I left government college to University of Benin to read pharmacy. So I studied pharmacy at the University of Benin. And after 5 years in pharmacy school, I got a pharmacy degree and moved on to do my youth service in Akwa Ibom. After the youth service, at that time, it wasn't like this. A job was easy. After youth service, I went to Lagos, and within the space of 2-3 months, I got a job with Roche Nigeria Limited. Roche Nigeria Limited. Roche Nigeria Limited was a German Nigerian company. That was into manufacture of pharmaceutical products. Actually, I had the opportunity to work with the Germans. The ownership, the company was run by Germans. So I spent about 7 years there in Roche. From my entered as a medical representative, from medical representative, senior medical representative, and I became area manager of the old Western region. I became area manager of the old Western region. Then I resigned as area manager and started my own business. Came back from Ibadan, because as area manager I was not situated at Ibadan to oversee the old Western region and the distribution of their pharmaceutical products, very good pharmaceutical products. So from Ibadan to Asaba here, to Ilorin, to just the old Western region, that's where I was at. And I was supervising a lot of their employees. But when I when I came back and started my own business. I started this developer, Nigeria Limited. We're into pharmaceuticals, we're into eye care, we're into distribution of medicine. But apart from that, when I came back, I entered politics. I joined the PDP when I came back. I came to the village and started the village politics. So at that time too, we were a bit lucky because when we joined politics, there were not many enlightened people like that from the university that went to that had the kind of education I had, coming back into that kind of grassroots politics. So I came back to my village, enrolled in my ward, and I started interacting with the locals, ward politics and all that. So from that time, I think they took notice of me. And then when the Ibori administration started, I had an appointment as a member of the hospital management board. So that was my first appointment with government during the Ibori era. So as a member of the hospital management board, we were involved in supervising the hospitals in Delta State and ensuring that the welfare of the staff are up to standard. At that time too, even provision of hospital equipments were managed by the board. And, so after the board appointment, the next dispensation of Ibori Oduama administration, I was made the chairman of Delta State Printing and Publishing Board. That were printing pointer. So I was made chairman of the board. It was a big board. And, we tried as much as possible at that time to wake up pointer. Actually, our dream at that time was to make sure that pointer started printing in color, because it was chronically in black and white newspaper, and there was no newspaper that the quality was very poor at that time, spelling errors. But as chairman of the board, I tried as much as possible to make sure that at least Delta State has a newspaper that at least you can look at. And luckily we pushed, and we got approvals to change it to color. So we started printing it into color. Blue and white color. With one old printing press that we had in our office. So, but that one is stimulated the staff at that time to really look at it that it's possible for this thing to be in color. I think that was one of the most important achievements during our time. And thank God today, it comes in color. The circulation is not as strong as we expected. So from there, I was still very neck deep in politics. After that period, we had got another nomination in government at that time to be a special project director. It was very interesting because basically I started learning engineering, being a special project director, and they made me special project director sector B of Ugili Asana. That's the Kwale area.
Okay.
It was very interesting because I really enjoyed my period of supervising a road project, and I really wanted it to succeed, and we succeeded. We found that it was in the sector that got delivered in record time. And also it gave me the opportunity, afforded me the opportunity to learn community relation of our people. Because you cannot do a road without getting to the people. So from Osisa to Arade, I visited all the communities in that area. And there are many communities, Many, in that bush, many, it's unbelievable. The kind of communities you will see. So I took time, I visited all the communities to tell them the importance of allowing the road project to proceed peacefully. And we visited them, talked with them, and told them the essence of development, especially for dualize the road. And they really appreciated it. And that's what I got to. That is my first time I got to know that if you really have really interface with the community, a lot can be done. And my other colleague that was handling from Arade to Ugeli, from Arade to Ugeli, he did not succeed in that community relationship. So when they started the project, there was a lot of trouble, a lot of fights, and they abandoned the project. Whereas our own sector was working continuously, they were having a lot of challenges with the communities in their own sector. And I came to the conclusion that for you in the Niger Delta area, for you to do any project successfully, the community must buy in. If the community doesn't buy in, it's a waste of time and money. Yes. But if you have a buy-in of the community, it makes things very, very easy. And that's what we did there. Even the bridge, we had to engage the Osisa community. There's about 10 villages that on that water to the right and to the left. About 10 villages. So we had to meet them and ask, okay, what exactly do you for? No, this is not an oil company, it's a construction company. And they said they needed boreholes, they needed water, clean drinking water. So we had to start putting boreholes in the villages to enable them hand pump or to enable them get clean water. And with the interaction, they never stole one tire of our equipment throughout that period. And within a space of how many years? Very few. 3 years, we were able to deliver on the bridge and deliver on the road. So I'm sure that it was that project that made the governor to really notice me at that time. And lo and behold, in the new dispensation 2011, I was moved up into the ESCO as Commissioner for Lands. So I became the Commissioner for Lands in Delta State. One very tasking ministry. Very, very tasking ministry. And as Commissioner for Land, I will point out a few things that we'll be able to look at. First of all, we tried we started the digitalization of the ministry, because everything was done in a crude filing systems. So we tried as much as possible to digitalize the ministry. We also tried as much as possible to map the state, to do special mapping of the state. And also we tried as much as possible to do enumeration of all the houses and plots in the state, just to get data for effective planning. But it wasn't easy. It was very difficult. We could not even conclude it. We were able to do part of Asaba and part of Wari, and it was very traumatic because of the misunderstanding of our people. A lot of misunderstanding of our people. And when you come to the house and you are counting the houses, you are thinking of government taxation, government witch hunting. They don't know that without data, we cannot really develop the place. During my tenure as a commissioner, I saw a very big window of really development through land allocation to the specific groups. And one of that group that really gladdened my heart is the ShopRite, both in Asaba and Wari. Specifically with the assistant of the governor at that time, and selected those spots to locate the ShopRites. And I'm not talking to today. Every time I pass through there, I'll shake my head and say, at least. At least it's one of my massive contribution to the state. And two other projects that really gladdened my heart. One of them, I don't know the state now, but we did a lot to make sure those things started by getting the documentation from the ministry. One of them is the Maritime University in Niger. We located that site, picked that site, and we did the documentation and the land documentation for the siting of that university in that place. It was the first time I entered boats to go to that that area. I think it was very swampy, a lot of sand filling, but we were able to get the place on time and to give to those that were pushing it. The second one was the export processing zone in Niger. I had to stay in that water for weeks with surveyors and all that to take the measurements and all that. I had to go with them. Boy, it wasn't fun at all. It wasn't fun at all. Because you have to go in water for hours. But we were able to, because the federal government wanted to site the export processing zone either in Delta or in Akwa Ibom. So they needed the state government that can provide the land fast enough. The first to provide it, get the I think that's what they did for the situation at that time. So we had to move very fast to make sure we get the dimensions of the land, to make sure it was suitable, to make sure it was the location that they want. So we got it first. We got the documents first, and we went to Abuja. We submitted our document. Maybe we submitted our document. They came for inspection and said, "Oh, I said, yes, this is the kind of place they were looking for." And they were supposed to. That project was supposed to be $2 billion. That was the approval. $2 billion during the Jonathan time. It was approved. They gave us. I'm sure they gave us some feeling at that time after we signed off on the land for them. So I believe that it's one project that one day will come to see the lights of it. So I'm always very proud when I remember that. At least a massive contribution to the development of the whole of the Niger Delta. Massive contribution. So thereafter, after the Ministry of Lands, we had before the end of the Uganda administration, I moved to Ministry of Special Infrastructure. At that time, they were already building schools all over the state. So a few months, mine was just to supervise the completion of the school and also the government house. The concluding part of the government house, I was with the contractor to make sure that the projects were completed. By the presidential wing, personally took charge of the presidential wing to make sure that the presidential wing was completed, and also the ESCO chamber and all that. Those were my real inputs to it. But then the schools that some of them that were near conclusion, we just pushed to make sure that the round of that time the government was already winding up those aspects. I think that's my think about government. Then very quickly about my community. You always go back to your community.
Yes, I want to answer your contributions.
My community. I was very close to my community people. I'm sure that's why you hear them just mention my name spontaneously. Because I'm on a very reserved side. Very, very reserved side. But in the community, I made sure that when we're in government, I discovered that one of the biggest problems we had in the community was that we had a lot of youths that were jobless. And we also had a lot of youths that were really difficult to employ. Let me put it in that. Just because of the way the perception in the environment. And I had to start a welfare scheme, like a welfareist kind of scheme. And I had to enroll a lot of young boys and girls in our list to get monthly stipends in the 3 communities. That would be the Arade and Ilu. We had a lot of them. Minimum 25,000. Just to make sure that they're able to kickstart something. It was very tasking on me, but I just saw it as something that and a lot of them that got that stipend, because it took a number of years. We did it for like almost 8 years. It wasn't easy. We did it for almost 8 years, and
you have the idea.
And a lot of them.
And the numbers in the group.
Yes, the idea of the number. People did up to like between 100 to 150. Black number.
Yes,
persons. There's like 50, 30, like 130. We look at the about average of that. It's more that can really give us the figure, because we were the one that were really running. But the good thing is that most of them started their lives. Most of them started their lives. Some of them went into barbing salons on their own. Some of them went into. I don't like people riding Okada. So I try to discourage them that they should not be riding Okada. They should learn handwork to that one too. They went into selling the charge card, Airtel, MTN. With the stipends they were getting, they got involved in selling the charge cards. And most of them are really doing well today. But once in a while I get free recharge card now that I'm not going They will tell me, Ose, you remember me? This is what I'm doing now. I'm married though. And they say, from that, very nice, very, very nice. So we went into different trades, different trades and all that, and handwork and all that, which I'm very, very proud of. And that's why in the community, up to today, that's why the fact that I've left government for more than 5-6 years. And this is the 6th year. Yes. In the community, I'm still really highly respected by the young generation. The young don't joke at all. I think I might come and I make a call. It's very, very spontaneous because I discovered that after we left, I don't think anybody has been able to be brave enough to do what we were able to do. We were able to do at that time. So we still enjoy a lot of goodwill in the community. Then secondly, when I joined government, Ilu didn't have a king for like 50 years. Ilu didn't have a king for like 50 years. And I looked at it and we are an oil producing community. And that means when kings are going for things like that, we are not represented. So I took it upon myself. That whatever it takes to ensure that Ilu have a king, if you have the opportunity, I will go ahead to push it. So fortunately, in the community, during that period, they were able to resolve. You know, if you don't resolve in the community, that the household that the king comes from, they cannot really do much. So fortunately, during that time in the community, they were able to resolve, and they selected the household that was supposed to produce the next king. They settled peacefully, and they threw up a name. So when they threw up a name that this is the name they are submitting, I became very happy, and I knew that I would be able to take it up from there. Immediately I took it up from there, and then came to the level of government. And when we came to the level of government, our sister communities, they were not too happy, so the opposition was very strong. I remember at that time when the other community, they published in Vanguard that I was misleading the executive council. When the debate for the king came up in the executive council, they had to make reference to the Vanguard publication, and and they said, and that told me that Commissioner, you are misleading us here because you want to appoint, you want king to be in your so I explained to them. I said, no, this community is a clan, and since it's a clan, they are still under a Lu clan. Yes. And before they can get their own king, they should also be able to have their own clan. And I think that was the issue. So we're able to get it through ESCO. But on the day of the installation, the committee insisted that there will not be peace around. So it was really traumatic for the deputy governor at that time. We really had to assure him that it's going to be a peaceful exercise. And he believed us. And that is how we now got a king from a Lu distance. So that too gives me a lot of joy that we were able to. The problem that we have for the past 50 years, that nobody was able to step on the stool as a king, we were able to resolve it, and it has helped us a lot. Now you have an arrow point where you went in the community. We have a king that he's almost a first-class king in Delta State. Funny enough, he's highly respected. He participates very actively in the oil debates of what is going on in the oil industry, in the traditional industry, and it's really been a pride there. It's really been a pride to us. Then thirdly, if I forget, every year, one thing I discovered was that Elu and environs, the same thing with the youth. They are, the youth are always very restless. So for the past almost like 12 years, when it gets to Christmas, I organize a football tournament for the past many years. So basically the energetic youths from the second week of December started engaging them in the football tournament. So we provide the jerseys, the balls, the nets, everything we buy for them. So every year they have sets of jerseys from me. But I discovered that it keeps the community alive during the Christmas period. Yes, they have work to do during the Christmas period. So that Ferife tournament, football tournament, they look forward to it. And also we discovered that we from there we've been able to get talents that have left this country. Yes, that play in Spain, in South Africa, and if not for the year like COVID, during Christmas they come, and when they come, you'll be so surprised. You'll be so surprised because now they are very refined now. You see them like Oyibo people. You know when I was playing your tournament, they were almost barefoot and you have to look for boots to. By the time he's coming back, he's even buying boots and kits for the people that they left behind. It gives me a lot of joy in the community. So because of that, I have this closeness to them in the community.
It's all right.
Thank you very much.
Yes, thank you. You are sir.
Yes.
That means like you're a knight.
I'm a knight of St. John in the Catholic Church. I'm a knight in the Catholic Church. Central.
It's about
In our you see, it's an international organization,
okay.
but we have our own base in Oli. We will go to Oli for the night fellowship.
Okay, I think you've done so much.
I talked a lot.
Lastly, let's go to the peace aspect. From what you said now, you've been promoting peace within your kingdom also.
Of course,
Yes.
of course.
And
Of course.
come to your area of business. Apart from being a pharmacist, are you still involved in other businesses since you left here?
Basically, I just focus on pharmaceutical practices. I left for me. I just focus. That's my first call. My first call. And we make medicines in Asaba here. Not just selling. We make just funny enough. Today is not really working day. Even I will show you so much. we make medicines in. It's very strange, but it's one thing I discovered that Nigerians are running away from. But we just took this bull by the horn, and a few of us just gathered and we make medicines here.
Like medicine for
we have anti-malaria, we have for malaria, for pain, for hypertension, for we make them here to pack it.
Nice, so funny.
It's funny. We make it because we must give something to the country. We cannot just be blaming. Cannot just be blaming government, blaming
it's a very good thing.
Everybody.
And the medicine now that
registered. We must be right. We must always look inwards, and we have a lot of Nigerians have a lot of potentials and capacity and intelligence. So, but to harness this intelligence and capacity is so difficult and it ends up in a chaotic essence. That's just the problem we're having. But if in your own small circle you're able to harness it, the level of productivity is very high. Like our level of productivity is quite high. It's quite high. And because we make this product locally here, most of the centers that patronize it, they believe in our products a lot. Because the product you make here, you cannot adulterate it. You cannot adulterate it. But the product you are bringing from somewhere, because they don't have fixed address, these can easily be adulterated.
Of course.
But if you are making a product here, you know that you are invested in machines and raw material, in people, in the center. You cannot, because anything that happens, they will shut down the whole of that system, facility, and because of what? And so made in Nigerian products, I must tell you, they are usually the best. You have a choice between made in Nigerian product and made something that's coming from China or from India or from. Choose the made in Nigeria product, because from my own experience, because the person is making it locally, he always makes sure that it's the best he's putting forward. So anything that happens to that product happens to its own existence. So that's what we do basically. So basically, it's just pharmaceutical. I don't do contracts. I don't do contracts. I don't do contracts.
So, like how many staffs are you managing here?
We have quite a number. The facility we have here is just the storage facility and the offices. The production plant is somewhere else in Lokwe. And we quite a number. That is the number of persons. The production facility usually creates a lot of employment. And one of the reasons why there's a lot of unemployment in this country is because government is not thinking in the direction of production.
Of course.
And they are not. And government believes that they don't have business in business. It's not true. I've always advocated that government should be the ones to build the factories, then sell off the factories in the stock exchange. Just like what Awo did in Ibadan. If you go to Ibadan, you go to Uluwole Estate, one estate in Ibadan, around the ring road side of Ibadan. Yeah? This was done by Awolu in those days. Yeah? He built factories there. Factories, you see, biscuit factories, sweet making factories, nail factories, so many factories there. We built them there. After they built them, they put them under Odwa investment agency. After they built them, they invited those that had the know-how to run those factories. They came in there and they sold off the factories through their Odwa investment in the form of stock exchange. So they sold off the factories to those people that have the ability to manage them. And basically, the place was most of like 60% of those factories were bought by the Lebanese people. We go to the Lebanese people. But let me tell you what happens. In the morning, you see, up till now, you see, since the time Awolowo stayed and I have died, till now, in the morning, you see trailer load of workers moving to the industrial area. In the evening, you see trailer loads coming out. So it generated a lot of employment. It still generates a lot of employment. So all these buttons, biscuits, and all these things, most of them are from Ibadan. From that sector. So government, one thing we run away from is the non-involvement of government in the building of production facilities. Because it's only government that have the capital to do that. Government can have $1 billion. Individual, it's difficult for an individual to have $1 billion. And $1 billion can give you 5 factories of 200 million each. And each of these factories can employ 150 persons. You see the people that pack, the women that pack these drugs alone, on a daily basis, they're about 120.
And that's
yes.
London.
The packers, those packers like this, daily. On daily. so there's nothing like production. There's nothing like without production. We can't move forward. And if the government does not get it, we can't leave it in the hands of individuals. It's difficult for individuals. Like we that are running the plant, I know the challenges we go through, because you provide your electricity. You practically provide everything to make sure it's running. So that's where we are.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
We've talked a lot.